Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to discuss one important topic in physics, 10th class physics. Here we know that seeing is a common thing we do. We see all the objects and colorful world around us. How it is possible? What energy is needed to see the things? As we can see the objects when light is emitted from the objects that enter into our eyes. The energy, the light which is emitted from the object that enters into our eyes, then we can see the objects. So I think you know that what topic we are going to discuss. Good. Light. We are going to discuss light. What is light? What is light? Light is a form of energy which causes the sensation of vision. Okay, the vision, we can able to see the objects with the help of the light. With the help of the light, we can able to see the objects. Otherwise, if there is no power in a room, we can't identify any objects. If we switch on the light, we can able to identify the objects which are present in the room. So that means with the help of light, the light energy is causes to sensation of vision. The main source of light energy is sun. We know that the main source of energy of light is sun. Okay. Then here our scientists got many doubts. Light is any material like electrons, protons or neutrons or any something else, or light is a particle, or it is like a wave, it propagated like a wave. These two questions are arised in our scientists' minds. Then later on, Newton is given one theory. That Newton's theory is called as corpuscular theory. Corpuscular theory. This theory says the light. This theory is called as particle theory also. And further, after the Newton, Heisenberg is proposed one more theory. That theory is called as wave theory. Then after again doubt is started. Then whether light has followed the characteristics of light is followed by the corpuscular theory or otherwise wave theory. The later on, the conclusion, we got the conclusion, light can exhibit many properties like reflection, refraction, polarization, diffraction. So to overcome, then later on studying about the light, finally we know that finally some of the properties which are exhibited by the light is explained by only the particular theory, and some of the phenomena or successfully is explained by only the wave theory. So here some of the properties are explained by the particular theory and some are wave theory. Some are particular theory, some are final. So finally we concluded that the light has both the nature, wave nature, and at the same time particular nature. Here both it has wave nature and as well as it has particular nature. Why? Because some of the properties are explained or proved with the particle, in the nature of particles, and some of the phenomena are explained by the wave theory. Because of that reason, finally we concluded that the light has both the natures, the particular natures, and as well as wave nature. Okay, then this is a little. Then before enter into our chapter, we have to know some important terms which we are going to use regularly in this chapter. And before that, characteristics of light. Characteristics of light. Here, light is a electromagnetic wave. Magnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave means the light is travel in vacuum also. So the light can able to travel in vacuum and as well as in a medium. For example, sound. If you will take sound, sound can travel in only medium. In absence of medium, sound will not travel. In vacuum, sound will not travel. But the light can travel in vacuum and as well as medium. The wave which is propagate without a medium also called electromagnetic wave. So light is a electromagnetic wave. And the speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per seconds, and where in vacuum. Speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Like in waters, approximately in waters 2.25 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. In liquids, approximately, and 2 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second in solids. Means these values are, this value is the speed of light in vacuum, and then 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second, and 2 into 2.25 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second, and 2 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second in solids. Then that means the medium to medium, the speed of light is changing. Medium to medium, speed is changing. Speed of light changes. Right? You get it? The medium to medium, in the different mediums, the speed of light will changes. So what is the medium? What is the medium means? The material or the non-material thing which allow the light to pass through it is called as medium. Medium means which is allow the light, which is allow the light. Okay, which is allow the light. The medium in the sense the which is allow the light is called as medium. Okay, then medium to medium the speed changes, but here a frequency is same. Frequency is constant in all mediums. Frequency is constant in all mediums. Speed changes, frequency is constant. And here we know, and one more important property of light, light travel in a straight line. In straight, light travel straight. This property, the straight line propagation, is called as rectilinear propagation. So light has rectilinear propagation. Light has rectilinear propagation. Rectilinear propagation means the travel, that energy is travel in straight line motion. Rectilinear propagation means light travel in straight line motion. Here, then these are some of the characteristics. Light is a electromagnetic wave. Then speed of light, it changes from medium to medium, and the frequency is constant. And next one, light has rectilinear propagation. Rectilinear propagation means the energy which is travel in a straight line motion, which has in a straight line motion, that is called as rectilinear motion. These are some of the characteristics, and some important terms we are going to discuss now. So rectilinear propagation, straight line motion. So light travel in a straight line in a same medium. If it changes the medium, if light changes the medium, it bends. Until there is no change in the medium, it travel in a straight. Okay. Then here, for example, light is travel from here at the point A, and it travel towards the B. Light travels from A to B. In which direction it travel? A to B. So arrow mark. Then this head of the arrow shows in which direction the light is traveling. This line represents the straight line motion, rectilinear motion of the light. So here this is called as ray of light. Ray of light. Ray of light. Ray of light means the path of energy which travels. It shows the energy in which direction the energy is, light energy is travel. This is called ray of light. Okay. Then next, one more important term, beam of light. Beam of light. Very simple. Beam of light means, here we discuss ray of light means here we represented only one ray. Here bunch of rays, bundle of rays, more than two rays. Okay. Ray of light, then only one. Here we represent ray of light is represent only one ray. But here beam of light is means the bunch of rays or bundle of rays, or more than two or more rays are travel together, is called as beam of light. This beam of light is further classified into three types. Okay. One is parallel, that means parallel beam of light, and converging beam of light. Last one, diverging beam of light. Okay. Beam of light means bunch of rays. Beam of light means bunch of rays. Here this beam of light is classified into three types: a parallel beam of light, converging beam of light, diverging beam of light. Parallel. What is parallel beam of light? If two or more rays or travel parallel to each other, this collection is called parallel beam of light. Or we can able to explain this in another manner also. Then in the direction of incident ray, identify any 2 points here and here. Here the diameter, see this diameter is D1, here the diameter is D2. Here we taken as diameter D1 at this point, here diameter is d2 at this point. Here d1 is equal to d2. So in the parallel beam of rays, the diameter of the rays is not at all changing. This is called as parallel beam of light. Or in the simple term, the two or more rays or bunch of rays which are travel parallel to each other is called as parallel beam of light. Next, converging beam of light. Converging beam of light means the light is emitted or light is coming from different directions, and they meet at a same point. The light is coming from different directions, isn't it? This arrow mark, head of the arrow is indicating the direction of a propagation of light. So it is coming from this way and this light is coming from this way. So all the three rays are coming from different directions, and finally they converge, they meet at a point. This kind of rays is called as converging beam of light. Converging beam of light. It can be explained like, then identify again any 2 points in the direction of propagation of light. Then at this point, this is the diameter d1, and at this point here this is the diameter is d2. See here which diameter is more, in the first case or in the second case, right? Here no. So here d1 is greater than the d2. d1 is greater than the d2. So this is what the converging beam of light. The next one more type of beam of light, that is called as diverging. Very simple, quite opposite to the converging. Converging beam of light means then the incident rays or light is emitted, the light is travel from different directions and they meet at a point is called converging beam of light. Here quite opposite. Here it is emitted from one point and it travel in different directions, right? So here and here, then this. See here. So here at this point the light is emitted and it is traveling in 3 different directions. Here it is traveling in different directions. This is called as diverging beam of light. Here you can identify any 2 points, 1 and 2. Then see the diameter here. It is considered as d1. Here it diameter at this point it is considered as d2, and here we know that d1 is less than the d2. So here the diameter at the second point is greater than the first case. So see here, this is the ray of light means which shows the direction of energy travel. The ray of light shows the direction of energy, in which direction the energy travel, it is shown by the ray of light. And then beam of light means bunch of rays. The beam of light is further classified into 3 types, then that is parallel beam of light, converging beam of light and diverging beam of light. Parallel beam of light means the 2 or more or bunch of rays which are travel parallel to each other, and converging beam of light means then bunch of rays or more than 2 rays or travel or came from different directions and they meet at one point. And in diverging beam of light, the rays are started at one point and it travel in different directions. And I think you know this, the example for this diverging beam of light, the light source of energy is gives diverging beam of light. The tube light is gives diverging beam of light. A bulb, this bulb will give us diverging beam of light. Though most of the objects will give us diverging beam of light. This converging beam of light, the converging beam of light means that to form the image, the 2 rays, the reflector rays or refractor rays has to meet. So we will discuss in the further classes. And this is parallel beam of light. And next here we discuss these all the rays are emitted from the source of light. Source of light means the which is giving light energy is called as source of energy. Then source of light. Then example, ultimately sun, other than light and one more natural one, glowworm. Glowworm is a small insect. Then glowworm also gives light for us. Okay. The next we are going to discuss object. These are the important terms. So that's why we have to discuss about the rays and object and image, right? Next we are going to discuss object. Object is decided by the incident rays. Object is decided by the incident rays. Okay, then object is further classified into two types: a real object and virtual object. Okay, real object and virtual object. The object is decided by the incident rays. In the case of real object, the incident rays, the rays are divergent. The rays are divergent. For example, it is traveling in this direction, this direction, this direction, this direction, this direction. Just now I said what is divergent. Divergent means the light rays are emitted from one point and but they travel in a different directions, right? Okay. Then the point of divergent, from which point the rays are diverging, this point is called as real object. Then this is now is taken as object, real object. Okay. The real object, the object is classified by the incident rays, right? Here real object means, then real object, in case of real object, the incident rays are divergent. Incident rays are divergent from the point, from which point the rays are diverging, that point is called as real object. That point is called as real object. Example, source of light, sun gives divergent rays or not. So that's why the light rays, we are getting the light rays in everywhere. The light present in the room is also source of light. It is also give divergence. So that's why it is traveling in all the directions. Okay, this is real object. Next, virtual object. Virtual object is quite different to real object. Real object is identified, decided in the case of real object, the incident rays are divergent. In case of virtual object, the incident rays are convergent. Okay, here see it, then here it is one mirror. Okay, the two incident rays, so arrow is indicating the incident rays, no? Then two incident rays or strike the mirror and it is reflected. Okay, these are incident rays, these are reflected rays. So here image is formed. Then where is the object? In that case, you can extend incident rays backward. This is gives the object. See here, this is real object. The incident rays are diverging. It is really we can able to touch, right? Here the virtual object is formed by the converging of incident rays. Okay, this is converging of incident rays, this is diverging of incident rays. But this virtual object is formed in the special cases. You will learn clearly about the virtual object in the further in classes. But in our light chapter, in our 10th class basic, we will take a real object. Okay, Nana, right? This object is two types. One is a real object, one is virtual object. Object is decided by the incident rays. Okay, the next we got we have a light rays and we have a object. With the object, what will form? Image. Next we are going to discuss image. Image is also a important topic. Then we have to know the what is image, what then what how many types of image that we have to discuss. Next, image. Then here object is decided by the incident rays. Quite opposite to it, image is decided by the converging, then reflected or refracted rays. Okay, then object is decided by the incident rays, then image is decided by the reflected or refracted rays. Okay, then image further classified into two types. Again, this is real image and virtual image. Real image and virtual image. The differences between the real image and virtual image is very important in 10th class annual examination point of view. Okay, what is real image? What is real image means the image formed by really converging of the reflector rays or refractor rays. Here I will give one example to you. For example, I have taken a lens. Okay, your object. So here the image. See here, two refractor rays are really they converged. The two refractor rays are converged at a point. This is called as real image, the image formed by the converging of reflector rays or refractor rays. The what is reflection, what is refraction, we will discuss. Okay, then here the real image means the image is formed by the converging of reflector rays or otherwise refractor rays. Okay, then here one more point. This is the object. Okay, this is image, and here these real images are obtained on screen. Real images are obtained on screen. Real images are formed by the really converging of reflector rays or refractor rays, and the real image is obtained on screen, or otherwise simply you can say that the images which can be obtained on screen also called as real images, but this is an excellent definition, right? And here the real images are inverted. Inverted means reverse. See here, head of the arrow is upward, here head of the arrow is downward. See here, then this is object. Okay, and then for this object's representation is done in the case of real image reversely, like this. This is called inverted, reverse. Then this is the object. For example, this is the my right hand marker is object, my left hand marker is image, object. Then see the point of the marker, right? It is in upward direction. Then the object, the image is formed vertically downward in the case of real image. If object is vertically upward, then image is formed vertically downward in the case of real images, right? Okay, then example for real images: the image formed by the projector in cinema halls. We can see the movie on the screen. That is an example for real images. Image captured by the camera, that is also the real image. Okay, then real image means the image is formed by the really converging of the reflected or refracted rays, and the real images are obtained on the screen, and the real images are inverted images, and example camera, the image is formed by the camera or projector, and so and so. The next, virtual image, quite opposite to real image. Real image is formed, really they converged. In the case of virtual images, the reflected or refracted rays are not really converged, they are appear to converge. They are not really converge, they are appear to converge. Then here one, see the one image. So here, this is object, this is image. See here, these are the refracted rays. These are the refracted rays. These refracted rays are converging. See, these refracted rays are diverging rays. Their diameter between these two rays are increasing. The diameter going on, the diameter is increasing now. So these two rays are diverging rays. In such cases, we have to extend the rays. Then here they are meeting. Now see, here the image is formed. See, once observe that both the rays, both the figures, in this case the reflector or refractor rays are really converged. Here they are not converged. Okay, they are appears to converged. Such kind of image is called as virtual image. Such kind of image is called virtual images. Right. Next, then these are not obtained on screen. They are obtained on screen, they are not obtained on the screen. And here in the case of real image, the image is formed vertically downward. Here in the case of virtual image, the image is formed vertically upward. Right? So such then here we can know that these are erect image. So the differences between real and virtual image is very important. What is image? Image is decided by the reflecting or refractive rays. The image is further classified into two types. One is real image, one is virtual image. The real image is formed by the really converging of reflected or refractive rays. The real images are obtained on the screen. Real images are inverted. Example for real images are image formed by the camera or projector. Right. And here virtual image. Virtual images are not really, the virtual images are formed by not really meeting by the reflector or refractor rays, but they are appear to meet, and these rays are not obtained on the screen, and the real images are erect images. And best example, the image formed by the plane mirror. Daily we will use a plane mirror to see our face. Then that is called as virtual image only. Here one more thing, a virtual image can form how much time we stand in front of the mirror, that much time it gives our image. If we move from the source, then if the object is moved from the mirror, the virtual image is disappeared. If object is came near to the mirror, then virtual image is formed. But in the case of real image, no projector. In the projector image, whenever we want, then we can able to see the image. Our photograph we can able to see whenever we want. We can able to see. Okay, from 10th class, we have taken one pic, the 10th class pic or 8th class pic, 7th class, all pics we can able to see. This is why, because they are real image. But the virtual image, if object is moved from the mirror, the image is also disappeared. This is about a virtual image. Example for virtual image, the image is formed by the plane mirror, or the image is formed by the still water. Okay, these are images. Okay, these three topics what we discussed now. Then beam of light, and object, and image. These are the regular terms we use here. And here, when light energy, when ray of light fall on any surface, here three situations may take. When ray of light fall on any surface, three situations may take. One is either reflection, either refraction, either absorb. Okay, when light is fall on any surface, on any reflecting surface or any surface, either the light may reflect or otherwise refract or otherwise absorb. Okay, when light is fall on the surface, here may takes three situations. May it possible to get reflection when light is fall on the surface, it may possible to get reflection, or it may possible to refraction, or it may possible to absorption. May these three situations will take place. We are going to discuss in the first case reflection. If light is fall on the this board, then may it is reflect, may it is refract, may it is absorb. Okay, when light is fall, light energy is fall on the surface, may the three situations may take place. Either the light is reflect, or either the light is refract, either the light is absorbed. Then here we are going to discuss about the reflection. What is reflection? What is refraction? We will discuss. Absorption you will discuss in further in classes. So here now we are going to discuss the topic reflection. What we are going to discuss? Reflection. What is reflection? What is reflection? What is reflection? Reflection means bouncing back of light. Bouncing back of light. Reflection means bouncing back of light when it strikes a polished surface, smooth surface like a mirror, or simply we can say that when light fall on the mirror, it rebounces. Okay, the bouncing back of light, when it strikes the smooth surface like a mirror, or otherwise bouncing back of light when it strikes the mirror is called as reflection. Mirror is called as reflection. It is a most important phenomenon, the objects which we are seeing by the reflector rays only. When light is fall on the board, the light incident rays fall on the board, that after striking the reflector rays are reaching to our eyes, then only we can able to see the board. Okay, then when the light is emitted by the light, tube light, or the light is emitted by the source, that is foiled. Okay, then the blue color marker is indicating the incident ray, light incident, it strikes on it. After striking, it comes towards my eyes. Okay, the light is struck and it reaches to my eyes, then only we can able to see the objects. Okay, Nana? Then what is reflection? What is reflection? Reflection means bouncing back of light. Reflection means bouncing back of light, or bouncing of light, or simply we can say that bouncing of light when it is fall on the smooth surface like a mirror. Okay, then here we are going to discuss the terms related to the reflection. Actually, and first we are going to discuss the reflection by the plane mirror. We need basic concept. We need to know the terms which are related to the reflection, then only we can step into our actual subject. Okay, right. Then this is a plane mirror. This is what? One plane mirror. Just now I said that okay. Then smooth surface, plane mirror. When incident ray, the light is incident, this is called incident ray. Incident ray. Okay, this is what? Incident ray. Okay, what is incident ray? The ray which strikes the mirror, the ray which strikes the smooth surface is called as incident ray. What is incident ray, sir? The ray which strikes the mirror. Okay, the ray which strikes the polished surface is called as incident ray. This is called point of incident. This is called what? Point of incident. Okay, it is designated with O. This is called point of incident. Point of incident means at which point the incident ray strikes. Where the incident ray is struck, at what point the incident ray is struck on the mirror, that point is called as point of incident. Incident ray, point of incident. Then here this is normal. The perpendicular line drawn to the point of incident. A perpendicular line is drawn to the point of incident is called normal. This is what? Normal. Normal means what? The perpendicular drawn to the surface. See here, this reticular marker is surface, then I have drawn perpendicular one, then this is called normal. Okay, then normal makes 90 degrees. Normal makes 90 degrees with the surface of the mirror. The normal makes 90 degrees with the surface of the mirror. And after, then the ray which strikes the mirror is called as incident ray, and the ray where it strikes, that is called as point of incident. The perpendicular line which is drawn towards the mirror is called as what? Normal. Then after striking, this is a concept of reflection. No, this is reflection. No, reflection. In reflection, what happened? In reflection, the bouncing back of light. The light is came, for example, this is the medium air, then from the air, the light is incident on the mirror, and it rebounds into the same medium. Okay, this is called as reflected ray. Reflected ray. This is reflected ray. Then what? Bouncing back. The ray which is rebounded after striking. The ray which is rebounded after striking. Reflected ray. Okay, this is rebounded ray. Okay, this is incident ray, rebounded ray. The rebounded ray is called as a reflected ray. The ray which is rebounded after the reflection is called a reflected ray. Here the incident ray, normal, all are at same point of incident only. Okay. Then here one more important term, the angle made by the incident ray and normal is called as angle of incident. It is designated with the I. This is what? Angle of incident. Angle of incident means what? The angle made by the incident ray with normal. The angle made by the incident ray with normal. This angle is called as angle of incident. It is represented with the I. And at the same time, this is angle of reflection. Angle of reflection. Angle of reflection. What is angle of reflection? What is angle of reflection? In the sense, angle made by the reflector ray. Angle of reflection, no, then reflector ray. The angle made by the reflector ray with normal. Here we measure the angle with normal. That is the importance of the normal. The angle made by the incident ray with normal is called as angle of incident. The angle made by the reflector ray with normal is called as angle of reflection. It is designated with or. Sometimes you get, so what is this angle? What we call the angle made by the reflector ray and the plane, and so what we call the angle made by the reflector ray with the plane. This is known as glancing angle of incident. This is known as glancing angle of reflection. What? GI, glancing angle of incident. G or glancing angle of reflection. Okay, glancing angle of incident and glancing angle of reflection. Okay, then angle made by the incident ray with the plane and angle made by the reflector ray with the plane. But we have to consider these angles. Okay, then incident angle and reflected angle. And this is about, these are the common terms which we used in the reflection. We have some more terms, angle of deviation and so and so. But these are the important terms. Once again I will recall that reflection means reflection. What is reflection? Reflection is the phenomenon of light, the rebounding of light. The rebounding of light when it strikes the plane surface, that smooth surface, or like a mirror. When rebounding of light, when it strikes a mirror, is called as reflection. And here we have some important terms. Then incident ray means the ray which strikes the plane mirror is called as incident ray. The plane, then point of incident means the ray which strikes at what point the incident ray strikes. So at what point the incident ray strikes is called as a point of incident. And reflector ray, then the rebounding ray is called as reflector ray. Normal means the perpendicular drawn to the plane mirror is called as normal. And angle of incident, the angle made by the incident ray, and normal is called as angle of incident. And angle of reflection, the angle made by the reflector ray with normal is called as angle of reflection. And here we have very important one, laws of reflection. Laws of reflection. Here we have two laws. First law, angle of incident equal to angle of reflection. Angle of incident equal to angle of reflection. First one is laws of reflection. First one is angle of incident equal to angle of reflection. Always what angle is made by the incident ray, that is equal to the reflected ray. That means angle of incident equal to 40 degrees. For example, if angle of incident equal to 50 degrees, if angle of reflection, if angle of incident equal to 60 degrees, then what is the angle of reflection? Obviously angle of reflection, if angle of incident equal to 40, angle of reflection also 40. If angle of incident is equal to 50, angle of reflection also 50 degrees. If angle of incident equal to 60, if angle of reflection equal to 60. Okay, then always the angle of incident equal to angle of reflection. Okay, then second law. What is second law? The second law states that incident ray, reflected ray, normal lie on same plane. Okay, this is second law. First law, angle of incident equal to angle of reflection. Second law, incident ray, reflected ray, normal lies on same plane at a point of incident. At point of incident ray, reflected ray and normal lie on same plane, that is the second line. What is the same plane, sir? Means very simple. Here the light is coming in this direction, it is moving. For example, here my blue marker is indicates the incident ray, red is indicates the normal, here let the black marker is indicating reflected. So see, light is coming, incident ray, reflected ray, now in same plane. For example, now what difference do you notice for before and here? Here incident ray is coming this side, reflector ray is coming towards you, then here it is plane is changing now. So that's why that incident remains. Then second law states that always the incident ray, normal and reflector ray lies in same plane. Okay, these are the laws of reflection. Here one simple question, sir, these laws of reflection is valid for only plane mirror or any other surface? Yeah, the question is very important and simple question. These laws of reflection is valid for only the plane mirrors? No. The laws of reflection is valid for any surface, either plane surface or either curved surface. So here we get one new term, curved surfaces. No. Then in our next class we will discuss the what is curved surface, what are the other mirrors. Okay, thank you.